Hey, we're two fat guys.
And Marvel Madness continues unabated.
Somehow, months pass.
Man,
What did we just watch?
It was this month. Still?
What did we just watch?
We just watched Men in Black 3.
There, now it feels right. Now it all makes sense again.
And we just watched Men in Black 3.
Let's give it like 5 seconds of awkward pause that we're not going to edit out.
I don't know if we should do that. That seems like a poor idea.
I remember.
Anyway, so yeah, that movie, I enjoyed the hell out of that
yeah,
movie.
man, I'm a big fan of that.
Apparently, some people aren't. It's apparently not getting critically well received, and they're all awful people. Apparently,
I feel like 2 was panned, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2. Well, yeah, 2. I can.
Yeah, 2. Well, 2 wasn't as good. I don't have a problem with 2.
Neither do I. It's not nearly as good as 1. But I can also understand how a lot of people would not like 2. But I really liked 3.
Mm-hmm.
Really likes Josh Brolin.
Yeah, man. You have to be all sorts of evil to not like that.
Yeah, man, that was super good. We're gonna talk about some spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
I mean,
every movie. I guess you have to do the newer ones. Like we never spoil alert, but we talk about everything in these movies.
Yeah, we're talking about like Howard the Duck. Like spoilers, things happen in Howard the Duck.
What if like one person's on YouTube? Like, should I watch Howard the Duck? I'll see if there's some sort of preview video that can tell me what to expect. You ruined it! Damn it!
Well, that's what they get for turning to the internet for advice. So, yeah, Emma Thompson, great addition to the cast.
Yeah, I'm a little sad they had to kill Zed for real world reasons.
Yeah,
it worked well though.
But, yeah, I thought it gave a reason for a lot of the stuff at the beginning.
Yeah,
to happen. Because like coming out of 10 years since the last movie. For them to just suddenly be like, oh, okay, why are you the same way that you were 10 years ago, and we're going to have these conversations, but having it come off of Zed's death, and it gave them a good reason to talk about a lot of that stuff, which I enjoyed. I
really enjoyed that all the memorial busts were the same, like, just identical.
Yep.
Perfect. That makes exact sense. Yeah, so...
Jermaine. Too many things to talk about in this movie. Jermaine
Clement saw like this. They opened with him. They opened like with Nicole Scherzinger. She's the Pussycat Doll.
Oh, okay.
I think she's on one of the singing shows. She's one of the. I don't know. I know this woman's.
She's a lady, and
she's a boob haver, and she has boobs. So solid. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, he was amazing. He was definitely channeling Tim Curry in the best possible way.
Yeah.
I just read that apparently Sacha Baron Cohen was originally considered for that role, which I could also see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that it went to Jermaine. As much as I love Sacha Baron Cohen, there were just some of the things that Jermaine did that were fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of want Jermaine just to be in more, so...
I think it's weird how much they made him look like an alien when they could have used zero makeup, and he kind of already looked like an alien.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw the trailer that showed him, it was like just for a second it was him gnarling his teeth. I didn't believe that was Jermaine. I was like, oh, it's just some other alien. Like they wouldn't put that much effects on Jermaine Clement.
Well, he's not as famous as we think he is. We're two fat guys. Of course,
I don't know how famous he is. It's the fact that he looks like an alien already. I mean, he didn't need all that, guys.
Yeah, but he doesn't have like spines and.
He might.
He's not allowed to show them in public.
That's fair.
Immigration laws.
So you're saying they didn't actually use CG for all this stuff? This is actually
legally they're not allowed to say. So let's.
One of our favorite moments that happened in the theater.
Oh my God! So okay, so
here's the bit of the spoiler. But you kind of see.
Yeah, you know what? And maybe it's racist of us, but like they're getting to Cape Canaveral for the big climax, and like as soon as they get there, this like high-ranking military official comes out, and he's like the only black dude in the scene who's not named Will Smith. And earlier in the film, they talked about Will Smith's dad, and like, oh, this is clearly
like a couple times. Too.
Yeah,
like he's like, oh, I've got my father's watch. Like, oh, my father was not there when I was a kid. Like,
anyone with a brain knows this is going to be his dad. So like, okay, like, oh, it's going to be a fun story when they do it. And then they get to a part where Will Smith's watching from afar, and young Kay is dealing with his dad, and like his dad like pushes Kay out of the way to save his life, and his dad dies. And then Kay has this conversation with young Will Smith, who the second that you hear your kid's voice, you can sound like, oh man, yeah, young Will Smith is here. He says his name is James. So like at this point, even if you didn't get it by now, he just said his name was James. His dad just died as a little kid.
Yeah, like which we know is his like from Men in Black 1.
Yes.
His name was James, but even then, like
Yes.
James, they call him Jay. It's not a big leap.
Yeah, this kid has a watch in his hand, and then eventually, like, too far into this moment, Kay goes like, oh, what's that you got in your hand? He's like, oh, it's the watch my dad gave me. And then cuts to Will Smith, who reaches down and pulls out the watch we talked about several times.
Yeah, which we've already talked about and seen.
And we're like, never give, like, it's not too cheesy, it's not too bad, it's a pretty good moment,
Yeah,
it's fun.
Will Smith's having his moment of acting.
And then out in the theater, we hear a woman go, that's the moment. Like, no way they pulled a rabbit out of this hat. How does that happen? Well, it's what we like to call, just to introduce our inside joke. Well, my inside joke's on the thing. It's the Shredder moment, which I'm sure you've heard this reference.
I just remembered why you called it the Shredder moment just now. I remember hearing the story, but I'd forgotten it.
Since these videos always stay on topic, I'm going to tell that story now. Clayton and I. Clayton, you want to say anything about this?
Clayton?
Anything to add?
No,
he's definitely there though, and he's not made up. So Clayton and I went to see TMNT in theaters, and a lot of crazy shit that we should do a TMNT movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the uninitiated.
But the movie is called TMNT, so if we call it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're expected to be the sweet movie from the 90s?
Yeah.
80s, 90s?
Yeah, with
the 890s, 1890s.
Junior. Oh, he's in the second one.
Yeah. Stop lying. So, TMNT. And at the end, like, in this one, spoiler alert, the, foot soldiers team up with the turtles to fight, these other villains, which is a refreshing change, by the way. And then the new leader of the Foot, who's not Shredder, because Shredder's not been in this whole film, gives a mysterious warning at the end of the film to the turtles, like, oh, we'll soon have business again. Business that will involve faces from your past. And then we're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a fun little warning. And, a row up, 5 seats down, this guy goes, oh, Shredder! As if Sherlock Holmes himself has fucking figured it out, guys. No worries, Benedict Cumberbatch is on the job. Because it's apparently Shredder.
Not back on yet.
Yeah, so the same thing, this woman just, at least she didn't say. Although, actually, I'm a little sad she didn't go, that's Will Smith. That would have made my night. I'm glad it wasn't big. This is the first film I've seen in theaters that wasn't the Avengers since the 3 times I saw Avengers in theaters.
Yep.
And thank God we picked this one, man. If I would have gone and seen some middling movie, it would have ended poorly for that movie.
Yeah, this I tried to keep my expectations in check for this movie. I failed, but yeah. I tried. Because it's been 10 years since Men in Black 2. Yeah, 10 years ago, Men in Black 2 came out, as did Spider-Man. And then now this summer, 10 years later, we have Men in Black 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh.
So it's a big flashback to 2002.
Yeah, so we still have one more Marvel Madness movie, ladies and gents. Spoiler alert.
And then at some point we'll get around to doing a wrap-up of this.
Yeah, it's which we've talked about, but whenever we sit down, we're like, all right, we need to come up with some lists and some thoughts to close it out. And we're like, or you watch
Cards Against Humanity.
Like Cards Against Humanity and watch The Last Airbender. Shyamalan classic.
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
What else do I want to talk about? I feel like it's Josh Brolin. There's not enough we can say about Josh Brolin.
Oh my god!
I thought
the first teaser trailer.
He gives you one word and you're like, okay, sign me up.
Yeah, and that one, all he says is, "How you know my name," and that's all that he says in that trailer, and it was dead on. And we're like, hopefully that wasn't just all of his rehearsal for that one moment, and then he ruins everything else.
It was not.
But the way that he was able to do not just a pitch perfect imitation of Tommy Lee Jones as Kay, but also do it, bring a little bit more to it, because we see a different side of Kay, but it's still within the realm of the character, which I thought was amazing. I figured they would do other stuff with it, but I didn't think it was still going to be so much. Whenever Josh Brolin smiled, I could almost see Tommy Lee Jones smiling that same way. Like, it was...
But then Becky Mine and Tommy Lee Jones scout at you and you're like, don't think about that.
I was like, yes, sir.
So, like,
Star-Spangled Man with a plan.
Very early on in the film, when they used the time travel element, Sam and I both made some sort of predictions for the possible outcomes of our friends, which I'm only glad...
We're all wrong.
Yeah, I'm only glad. I really liked our ideas, just because I'm a terrible person. But
yeah, it would have gotten dark.
I'm only glad they didn't do them, because now there could be a Men in Black.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thinking was that, because like the whole time, like, what turned you into this sourpuss old man?
Yeah.
Which is odd, they said old man twice in a row, but the whole time I was like, holy shit, Jay's gonna go back in time and like die in front of young Tommy Lee Jones to save his life, and then he's gonna be a bitter old man, and
yeah, and like
the whole time
this moment is coming when he's gonna go back in time to save him.
Especially when they have that phone call, because he's like, oh shit, he knows it's now. He knows now's the time when he goes back in time. And then Sam's like, oh, because then they talk about, oh man, if you lose this time travel device, you'll be stuck in the 60s. And Sam's like, shit, what if Will Smith's the old security guard at the door?
Who was there?
Who was, thank God.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe, it seemed like sort of an added thing. He was in one scene, but man, it made it count.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we had looked it up and we couldn't even tell if the guy was alive or not, because he's not an actor. And so we're like, oh, I sure hope he's in it. And then, like, 5 minutes in, first time they go to headquarters, walk in, and there he is. And I was like, okay,
there is no good place for it in the plot, but I just want to reiterate that I'm sad that they didn't do the, alien busts through the door and he pulls out a giant gun and blows away like, trying to read my paper. Shakes it out and keeps on reading.
It would have been good if he was Jay.
Yeah.
Like.
So I guess go see Men in Black 3. Support this film. Screw the critics, because I haven't read. I've only saw a few, but it was like 3 reviews I looked at real quick. No,
they're all like, I wish Men in Black 3 had been neuralized from my brain. Like,
oh, clever. It seems like they thought of that line. Like, oh, I have to say this. I have to not like it so I can use the neuralized line. And I guarantee someone did that for 2.
I love every iteration of the neuralizer in this movie.
Yep.
I like the look of the new one. I like the super crazy 60s one, and then the portable 60s one.
With the dial-up noises, that was fun. That was a nice touch. I was going to say, support this film.
Yeah, I think this might be the first film that will make more than Avengers this weekend. Not.
Yeah, because Will Smith's a huge draw. Will Smith has never not premiered like number 1.
I think like 7 Pounds was like his only one, which that was actually a December release. It might have opened at number 1.
Yeah.
He's people like Will Smith. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they do.
But Avengers is in its 4th weekend, I want to say. So
something like that.
I can see it not being the number 1 movie this weekend.
Well, man, you should also go see that again if you haven't seen it.
The more I keep thinking about it, the more I want to see it again. I gotta wait till the dollar theater.
I'm holding out for the dollar theater. So yeah, Men in Black 3. I feel like I had more thoughts, but I just can't get them out right now.
Yeah, it's late. I'm tired. I'm out of practice with these videos.
So the next time we see it, so we're not doing a wrap-up video, we might be starting DC Dementia.
Oh god, we have to do that soon.
Name pending. DC Dementia.
I'm still not sold on that, but I can't think of anything better.
In Marvel Madness is ruinous. It has to be alliterative, right? Independent insanity.
It could rhyme. Oh shit, man! Now you see. I like that one in Marvel Madness, and now to keep with that theme, you're gonna make me
DC Dementia.
Oh shit. Well,
if you think of it better, because if you think of a word that comes before DC, I would also accept that. So I think it's all right if DC comes second, as long as it's still alliterative.
Yeah. Anyway,
so 4 people come up with a name for us. Clayton already picked. Wait, anything to add? Yeah. Yes. Just 1 second here. Let me print up the mic. Clayton's gonna.